Hi, this is Taryn Wills again. I'm just showing the second part of the how to use this tool that I've developed. Of course, everything here is based on open source software and the code will be made open source. So the idea is that you start with manuscripts and their images. And here, rather than trying to import the images into the database, we're just linking to external sources, and hopefully eventually these will be IIIF sources for these images. But to just take a random example from this manuscript, which is the Codex Frisianus held here in Copenhagen, which is a 14th century Icelandic manuscript about the kings of Norway. We choose a random image and then we start with a page like this. So the process here is to begin by marking out the lines on the page. There are instructions at the top of each page, but what we want to do is start dividing this up so that we can use it to make close transcriptions line by line. And this is very simple to do. There's a little toolbar here on each page, and this icon is what you use to add multiple line boxes on the image, and it's just a matter of clicking on it and dragging. If you want to do more than one at once, and that's certainly possible on a nice tidy manuscript like this, you choose how many you want to do. Here I'm going to start with the first 9 lines because they seem fairly tidy and easy to mark up, and we can do them all at once. I'll explain the dialogue in a second. So simply click and drag from the top one of the corners of the area that you want marked by this, and you can see that the grid here shows where the lines are. You need to tell the database what the starting point is, and the rest it can work out. We have 2 columns here. If not, we can ignore this, but we choose column A, and here we actually start in line 1. If we were starting here, we will put in 10, and so on. And simply click on the Save button here. Get a little bit of feedback from these pop-up boxes. The outlines are drawn on the image, and if you roll down to below the image, you'll see the lines cut out. So I showed you at the start, you can do 1 line at a time, and you can also do it with polygons. So if you've got a nice initial like this, that might be the preferred option. So here we click on the single line box. I'm just going to refresh that. And the way it works with the polygon drawing system is to simply click at the places around the image that you want to mark up. So here, I'm just clicking, and you can see the outline of the polygon forming and also shaded to help you see what it will actually be covering. In this case, we might have to work out a policy for this, but there's a little bit of the previous line on the next line here, but I'm going to include that as our policy for this particular demonstration project. Once you've got the nice outline, you then again need to enter the line number. This is number 10, and simply save here. So there are 2 ways of adding lines to the image. And again, if you scroll down to the transcription view, you'll see how that particular line has come out with the initial, the way we marked it up. The next process is then to transcribe. And that we can simply do by working here. Now, what I've done for this manuscript is to define some shortcuts. And you can see this here if you click on the keyboard icon, there's this replace as you type. You edit that with the pencil here. Oh, it's not working. I'll fix that up and show it in another video. And what that does is to replace these characters as you type them with others. So the first character here is in fact a Turonian nota, but we have a shortcut, ampersand, and then we can continue with the others. The The I's in this manuscript are usually without dots, so I've also made a shortcut for that as a standard letter. And so it's fairly fast to type these things in. We use the keyboard here to search for the characters we want. We can also search for them using the search field here to find the rotunda, for example, and so on and so forth. I'm not sure I'll do the whole line actually, just to demonstrate what we're doing. So the next process is to tokenize the line that we've typed in. And I'm going to close this again. And the way we do that is simply to press this button here. And that's supposed to look like a line being split up into tokens. You click on that and it will show you how it plans to tokenize the line. That to me looks pretty good. And you click on this to save it at the facsimile level and reproduce it at the others. Do that. And what that little dialog said is that you need to refresh afterwards because that operation is a bit more complicated. So that's made tokens in the back end that are written out here. I think I'll pause this video now and start a new one to show how the process then works at the next stage.